Taurus, get ready. May will burst into your life like an unexpected guest you weren't expecting. On one hand, it will be a month full of pleasant surprises and easy wins. On the other hand, it will make you face a few situations that will test your patience to the limit. The events that lie ahead might seriously change your perspective on many things. You do understand that peace won't be there, right? Then let's go. On May 2nd, Venus will align with Neptune. Why is this so important for you, Taurus? Because Venus is your ruling planet, governing emotions, romance, and finances. When it aligns with Neptune, which rules fantasies and illusions, you might stop seeing the clear boundary between reality and your dreams. How will this show up in life? For example, you might suddenly decide that your personal life isn't good enough and begin to idealize relationships that don't exist and might never exist. Or, you'll believe the promises of someone who speaks beautifully but does little. Another example, you'll be offered the chance to invest money in something super profitable and almost agree, because it will seem too good to be true. Stop and think twice, so you won't regret it later. On May 3rd, the moon will align with Mars. This event can make you irritable and sharp. Why is that? Mars governs aggression, ambition, and energy, while the moon amplifies any emotions. On this day, even a simple request from a friend or loved one could set you off. For example, you're relaxing after a tough workday, and then you get a call asking for help with something small. You might feel like others are constantly taking advantage of your kindness and you'll snap or even lose your temper. Later, you'll likely regret it, but in the moment, it will seem like there's no other option. Try to control yourself on this day or you might seriously hurt your close relationships. The most interesting moment in May will be the night of May 5th to 6th. That's when the Eta Aquarid meteor shower will peak. And this is where things get interesting. Such nights can truly change people's lives. How does it work? On regular days, you're busy with everyday hustle. But on nights like this, you can stop, reflect, and see a solution that once seemed impossible. For example, on this night, someone might realize that they don't want to spend their whole life doing something they hate and finally decide to take the job they've always dreamed of. Or you might realize that the relationship you're in needs either serious changes or a definitive end. Use this time wisely and be honest with yourself, and you won't regret the decisions you make. On May 12th, there will be a full moon, or rather, a micromoon. Your emotions on this day might feel like a roller coaster. Up and down without stopping. You'll find yourself either joyfully appreciating small things or suddenly feeling strange sadness for no reason. How will this affect life? For example, a loved one might surprise you with an unexpected gift or nice gesture, but instead of feeling happy, you'll feel awkward or even irritated. Don't be surprised by your emotions on this day and don't try to find a logical explanation for them. Just accept them, but don't let them ruin important relationships. On May 14th, the moon will meet the star Antares. Antares is a symbol of strength and conflict. This is the perfect time to show firmness where you usually prefer to stay silent. How might this look? For example, a colleague might have been taking advantage of you for a while, and to avoid conflict, you've stayed quiet and put up with it. On this day, your patience might run out, and you'll openly say, "Enough." Yes, this might lead to conflict, but you'll earn much more respect afterward. Or you might finally set clear personal boundaries with family members who tend to invade your personal space. It won't be easy, but afterward you'll feel a huge sense of relief. The most important days of the month will be May 22nd and 23rd, when the moon will successively align with Saturn, Neptune, and Venus. This will be a real test of maturity. Saturn will make you feel responsible for decisions you made in the past. For example, if you promised to help a friend or relative but kept postponing it, now you'll have to fulfill that promise or admit that you're struggling. It might feel awkward, but it will be honest. Neptune will give you another chance to confront self-deception. You might suddenly realize that you've been believing in promises that someone has been giving you, and finally admit that they will never happen. It might be a painful realization, but it will free you and allow you to move forward. Venus will focus on your personal life and finances. Someone might receive long-awaited confessions of love or win a small but nice competition, while someone else will realize that they've spent too much time and energy on the wrong person or cause. On May 27th, there will be a new moon, a time for changes and new beginnings. The most unexpected thing is that you'll decide to change your life on this day. You might suddenly realize that you've wanted to pursue something for a long time but never had the courage. Or you'll finally say what you've been wanting to say, freeing yourself from a heavy burden inside. The new moon will be more than just another day. It will be a real turning point when everything starts to change. May will end with the feeling that you've finally freed yourself from what has been holding you back. And from here on, things will only get more interesting. And remember, everything that happens in your life happens at the exact moment when you're ready for it.